everybody. Welcome back for more I Would Camp That. A little while ago on the channel, I did a top 5 things that I like about colder weather camping video. And today we're going to take a step into the negative zone and the negatory, the downside, the cons to the pros and cons spectrum. And we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I dislike about colder weather camping. We will be including autumn in this as well too, but some of the reasons will be more specific to winter. Let's dive in.
Before we dive into the rest of this video, are you new to our channel? Here's a quick look at our adventure vehicle, a 2007 Chevy Silverado, covered in dirt from all the, well, adventure. We've gone on all sorts of journeys in this rig, be it camping, day trips, exploring, and other things. We hope that you'll consider subscribing to our channel, as we would love to take you with us on our future adventures down the road. A link with more information on the ins and outs of our rig will be in the video description below. Now back to the video.
Okay, reason number 1, which is purely a winter reason, ice and snow. Now, snow, winter, fresh snowfall, it has a certain beauty, a certain elegance to it. It's not all bad, but my biggest issue, there's actually a few issues when it comes to snow and ice. We'll start with simply accessibility. A lot of my spots that I like to go to, I can't get to them right now because they are covered in snow. So a lot of my little spots that I like that are like my local spots, or maybe like an hour and a half drive from home, not options right now. There's also going out for walks and hikes. One problem that Rita and I encounter, especially living up here in Canada, you'll go out to a park, whether it's a national park or just a day use area or whatever, and you'll get out for a walk, and the entire trail, especially when we get closer to spring and everything is like thawing, but then it like refreezes overnight, and it's just an absolute skating rink. I've mentioned in some videos that I had knee surgery a few years ago, so I especially have to be careful. My knee is great for being, Frankensteined under a knife and all that, but I have to be really careful because if I'm out walking around on a trail or whatever, I run the risk of slipping and setting myself back, and I don't want to do that. And then, of course, there's driving conditions too, especially up here in Canada, especially when it's like a fresh snowfall. You got to be really careful because you'll get on that highway. And I've got a lot of weight in the back, thankfully, in the truck. But you get out on the highway and you drive around, and it's pretty easy to slip and slide. Reason number 2 for dislikes for colder weather camping: dishes. Dishes, dishes, dishes. When it's warmer weather camping, I'm very disciplined about getting my dishes done. I have a bin that I use. I'll fill it up with some nice warm water. I usually have my potable water tank in the back, and that thing can hold a monstrous amount of water. So I'm good to go. A little bit of dish soap, get them done, and then you don't got to worry about them for the next day. Everything's clean and ready for fresh use. And you also don't want to be leaving dirty dishes around, especially in the spring, summertime here, just because of bears and food odors and such. The wintertime, however, sometimes it is too cold and too wet and too windy. If you find some favorable time where it's sunny and you're maybe up in the single digit Celsius above 0 degrees Celsius being freezing, of course, up in our metric system here, then maybe, yeah, you can sneak in some dishes. But if it's dark or absolutely cold, forget about it. You'll freeze your fingers right off. It's not going to be a good time. You're going to be touching metal. When that metal gets cold, it's going to burn your skin when you touch it. It's just not a good time. So a lot of times I find when I'm winter camping, I'm usually only out for a night or two anyway. So I'm not even ashamed to admit it. I'll just pack my dishes up in a bag and I'll just wash them when I get home because it's just easier that way. Reason number 3, which can definitely be an autumn problem, or actually more like an all year round problem, but definitely gets worse when it gets colder, is condensation. And we can throw frost in there as well too. So it's a good idea to always keep your windows cracked a little bit when you're sleeping in your rig, because when you get your warm body in there and you're breathing, exhaling, all that stuff, you're going to cause condensation due to the temperature change. And that can lead to problems like mold. Your stuff's going to get wet. Like I've had times where I wake up and the blanket's damp and that kind of thing. It's also a good idea to make sure that you're washing your bedding and stuff like that as well too. And another problem, especially up here in Canada, when it gets way too cold, is sometimes between frost and ice buildup, you can't even get your windows open. So I'll be at my side window and I'll sometimes like I'll try to muscle it open and it won't move. Sometimes I can just like caveman it and hit it a few times and then I can get it loose. But sometimes that just doesn't work. So sometimes you are out of luck and you just can't get your windows open, which is going to lead to more condensation problems. There's some interesting videos online of other campers who have come up with ways to combat condensation, whether it's like having something underneath your bed to lift it up so the underside of your bed's not getting wet, and other such things as well too. Some people use fans and heaters and stuff like that too. So definitely lots of cool things you can look up online. So reason number 4 on the dislike list has to do with seasonal gear and gear that you can or can't use. So in warmer times, I absolutely love how I have the rig set up. Everything has its place. My potable water tank goes in the back, or, you know, I've got a spot where I keep some soap. I can keep certain foods in the truck, like canned soup, canned corn, that kind of thing. I even have one of those shower bags where I can keep that in the rig. And then if I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I'm absolutely feeling disgusting, I can quickly, you know, wash my hair, bits and bits, or whatever the case may be, right? However, when you're in colder weather camping, particularly winter, once you start dropping to below freezing, a lot of that gear can't come out anymore. Like the potable water tank, I don't bring that out during the winter because the water is going to freeze. And then I'm going to have to take that potable water tank home and let it like sit in the bathtub and thaw out. My shower bag, can't use that during the winter time because you're supposed to keep water in it and let the sun heat it up so that it's warm or, you know, mildly hot. But in the wintertime, that water would freeze and it would probably just puncture the shower bag, and then the shower bag would be useless from that point forward. Even some canned foods too. Up here in Canada, you can't keep those in your rig during the winter. I mean, you probably could, but the problem is our temperatures drop so low that it can actually warp the can. Some of the stuff can get exposed to the elements. It can make it go bad or make it where it's not as edible as it normally would be. And I also find too that you're constantly cycling gear in and out of the vehicle. Like there's certain things that I absolutely do not leave unattended in the truck if I can help it, like my jackery or my fridge or whatever. However, like there are certain pieces of gear that normally you could leave in during warmer times, but you're constantly cycling them out for winter. And then you're constantly in a state of like, oh gosh, where did I put this one thing? Or where does this go? Or did I forget this? Or, oh, I got to make another 2 trips up and down the stairs before I can actually go. So just little annoyances like that, just due to the elements. So the final reason for colder weather camping, this reason is under extreme cold that we get up here in Canada sometimes, is vehicle problems. So this is when it's like minus 30 or below. You got to think about, am I going to wake up to a dead battery? Am I going to wake up to like fluids under my hood frozen? Is my heating block going to be okay? This past winter we had was pretty mild for the most part. We had about 1 month where we got some polar vortex weather that was pretty bad. The winter we had before this one, that one was horrible. We were getting like Arctic front weather all the time. We were dropping down to like minus 40, minus 50. It was disgusting. So with that particular weather, my heating block in my truck froze solid. I took it to the shop to get it looked at, and they were like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your heating block. It's just frozen. It is literally a popsicle. You need to leave it somewhere warm and just let it, do its thing. And yeah, those are the kind of problems, especially up here in Canada, that you have to wonder, like, can my vehicle handle the elements? And, will I be able to get home safely after my camp? I've never woken up with a dead battery, praise the Lord for that. But, just it is a fear, you know. It's a fear that, you know, you're out in the elements and vehicles getting pelted by wind and snow and slush and everything. And yeah, you just got to be prepared for that stuff. Those are my top 5 dislikes for colder weather camping. This particular season that's gone by has been the first time I've actually gone out consistently doing winter camping. My longest winter camp that I did this season was 4 nights out. I'm still learning so much more about it. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What are some of your dislikes about colder weather camping, whether it be winter or fall or whatever the case may be? Do any of your dislikes match up with my dislikes? Do you disagree with any of my dislikes? Do you think there should have been some other things on my list? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Once again, thank you for stopping by and checking out our video. Rita and I appreciate all the support from all of you, and we love to hear your feedback and your thoughts and everything. And before I do go, if there are any top 5 ideas that you would like to see us do, let us know in the comments below, whether it be on this video or a different top 5 video. We're constantly looking for new ideas, and I do like doing these videos. This is only the second one that we've done. But yeah, definitely let us know if there are any top 5s you'd like us to do, and we'll definitely take them into consideration. Thank you for stopping by. This was Iwouldcampthat. Stay classy, everyone. See you next time.